rocking and rolling over here with Jannery Michelle today. She's going to do a little bit of a workshop on Alignable and just give us some new thoughts and ideas and tactics and strategies that she's been learning along the way. In the meantime, Vadim, Paul, I don't know who Sarah's OtterPod is. Is that somebody's assistant or something, or autopilot, or is Sarah with us? Sarah might be with us. Who has some wins? The bottom line.
I have some wins.
Oh, okay. Let's see what you
I
got.
mean, I'll leave some for the presentation, but
Work.
this past weekend I had the opportunity to become a human lead generator by at a trade show. It was a big franchise show here in Tampa, and a friend of mine couldn't do the job and work with them where you kind of help get them more people to their booth and whatnot. So I ended up working with the founders, and it's a really cool model. It's a Hipster is the name of it, and it's pretty much just a photo booth company. And they're killing it. I mean, they've done Kardashians and Levi and really up there. And they even know the owner of some really top companies. So it was like a really good win. They even gave me a bonus because apparently I did so well. And they offered me an opportunity to sell their franchise to franchisees. So
Ah,
that's a huge win. So that's one big win. Um, and then what else? And then I just finished an alignable, a few calls. I did, it was called Marketer Power Hour. And I had the opportunity to meet other digital marketing agencies or marketers. And what was really cool about that is they were able to teach us, one, on how to use Alignable with marketers and how to grow it. But second, I was able to connect with some other referral partners that don't do local SEO, lead generation, or anything that we're doing, and have an opportunity that somebody was interested actually in hiring me to do their marketing. And she does an AI printing services company, which is really cool. So that came out of that. And there's more, but I'll let other people share their wins.
nice. Awesome. Vadim, Paul, what do you got? Alex, anybody?
Yeah, I was out past month, so I have no wins to share, my friend.
Are you back in it?
Slowly, yeah, slowly trying to get back in.
Everything okay?
All good, thanks.
Nice. Cool. Paul, what do you got going?
Not a whole lot. Sent out a couple of quotes yesterday. Well, 2 days in a row, back to back, with some quotes on three or four different services for both parties. And it looks like the guy's interested, but no confirmations yet. So won't speak of those until we can secure them. But at
Yeah,
least quotes are going out, so it's a good
yeah,
thing.
for sure. For sure. What about where'd Alex go? Alex bailed on us. All right. You might have got kicked off somehow, Wi-Fi issues or whatever. Maybe he'll come back. All right. Well, if I mean, we have a small crew here. I'm not sure what's going on because I put out the notification, set up the event and all of that. So I don't know what's happening right now.
We've got 5 or 6 people in the Facebook group if they want to join into
Want to
the
jump over to Zoom and join us here?
Zoom.
Great. It's just leadsnap.com/Zoom and come on in. Here's one more person that Jannery knows. All right. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started with Jannery's workshop. She did a session on Alignable about a month ago and has been getting a lot of traction with it. Several people have taken that strategy and started implementing it for themselves. And I've seen some questions coming through in the Facebook group and just other people reaching out to myself and Jannery to get more info or more in depth when they get hung up somewhere. So I thought I would bring Jannery back on here and just give us the update on where she's at with it, what kinds of new paths we can take with Alignable to generate more clients in our business. So Jannery, I know you don't have a formal presentation, or I don't think that you do, but you can run us through a few of these things that you're learning.
Yeah, yeah, sounds good. Yeah. Yeah, last time I shared pretty much introduced Alignable to everybody. And like you said, Jeff, a lot of people did take action. They connected with me on Alignable, which was really cool. I've even sent out anything that I found, any of the Smart Connects, which is a virtual event that they do. And I hope, anybody took some action on that. Paul, let me just ask you, have you gone into any of those Smart Connects, and what kind of came out of that?
Yeah, I went into one. It was an hour, about every 7 minutes, just spoke to somebody. And I wasn't taking notes. And what a big fucking mistake that was. Because after about the third one, and there's still about another 7 more to go, my head was spinning. Like, there was just a lot of information coming at you as far as who they are, what they do, what they're looking for. So I need to jump on more. I thought it was different. It was like speed dating, which I've never been in, but this is what they tell me. It was pretty cool. And I made 2 Zoom calls after that with individuals that really haven't gone anywhere, but their connection points, we don't know what could happen down the road. So I still think my hour was definitely worth it. Just if you're going to do that, start taking notes. Yeah.
And I'll touch on that. So Smart Connects, for everybody that is on there or not on there or seen that, it's a proprietary kind of virtual events or networking event that Alignable does. So when you set up your account, or if you have not done so, I highly recommend joining them. And Smart Connects are in every group. So there's groups on Alignable as well. And each of those groups have their own Smart Connects, which they have either training workshops and or the networking one-on-one, like Paul mentioned. It is like speed dating for businesses. And the purpose of that is to see if it's in a connection. Is it something where they can either, one, become a referral partner because they work with the same, your ideal clients or customers that you're looking for, or B, are they somebody interested in your services? Once you do that event, what's really cool about it is at the end, Alignable automatically, when you end the Zoom call, it actually shows everybody you met with, and there's an actual URL that you can save. So then if you found a really good connection, you can then connect with them and then set up a more in-depth meeting with them, because you do only have 7 minutes. A second piece to that is when you do those Smart Connects, it is random. So the host that hosts that, sometimes what's really cool, they'll give you an icebreaker question. And then you can go into the groups, and then they send you off, and you have 7 minutes. I found that all Smart Connects work really, really well to really build your network, but you do need to find the right Smart Connect group. So I did one earlier today. Me and Joe did, actually, and it was a construction trades one. So guess what? Maybe not all contractors are in that Smart Connect, but I was able to meet referral partners that actually work with the construction industry that can now send me business, and vice versa. So Paul, you didn't have to take a bunch of notes because it is a lot of information, but you do want to use that to see if it's a good connection.
Yeah. And I didn't know about the document they give you at the end of it. So I anyways, that was my first one. So now I know a lot better for the second one. And I wanted to do some this week, but it just didn't work out. So I think they have them weekly, 2 or 3 or 4.
Yes. So these Smart Connects, like I said, each group has it. They have their own day, date, time, every single time. So the one that I did this morning is a monthly one. So, and they'll post it in the group. So join the group, find the groups. There's tons of groups on there. That's the second piece that I highly recommend. So the Smart Connects, which is a virtual events, network and speed dating events. And then second piece is the groups. So that's where I found the most success in. And you want to be able to really, before anything, you should know who your referral partners are. So I highly recommend everybody write down who has your customers or knows your customers, and then be strategic with your networking when it comes to that. I'll I'll stop on the Smart Connects and the virtual connection, because that is a really good strategy that I have learned. If anybody has any questions, on the Smart Connects. And then I can move on to the second piece.
Is it each person gets 7 minutes, or 7 minutes between you just go into a room together and then you have 7 minutes to kind of do an elevator pitch?
Yes. So it's so the event will be an hour long, and it would be 7 minutes with each business. So typically you get about 5 to 6 speed dating connections, I would say. And it's a timer too. So it automatically, as soon as the timer ends, it moves over.
Right.
I have to say they are well organized. Like there's a host, they do a great job doing it. So I would, like yourself, encourage people to jump on them. I think there's some good value there. And as you do more of them, I think you'll probably get a little bit better at it as far as which ones to join and when, you know.
Anybody has any questions on that, on the Smart Connects? Okay. So a second piece that I mentioned was the groups, right? So when there's all kinds of groups, I'm talking about for introverts, construction, LGBTQ community, that's everything and anything kind of groups. And one, I recommend you join in groups that have your ideal clients or referral partners, and then be active on there. When you join those groups, the cool thing is on the side of that group, the panel, everybody that's in that group is listed on a directory within that group. So you'll get all of their information, whatever they've posted. So typically I'll have the phone number, website, what do they do, what are they about, and see if the referral partners might connect or who you can refer to them. Because remember, you want to give. And then in those groups, add, answer questions, post valuable content, share anything about the SEO world's news, share a blog. So you want to be very giving. And the more you post, by the way, in these groups, the more visibility you get. And then the more people come to you and connect with you once you have a really optimized profile, by the way. That's the first step. And you'll start seeing it's just a snowball effect. Like I don't even know. I think if I look at my analytics, I don't know, 1 week I got like 63,000 views. Like I'm like blown out of my mind from a group, just from a group, one group, and then everything else that I've probably been posting. So those groups are really valuable. There's thousands of groups in there. The second piece to that is start your own group, become a group leader. So it's not like Facebook where you can just create a group. You cannot do that. You have to actually go through a process. So Alignable does a good job in making sure it's not a spammy environment in regards to anybody just joining a group. And you can, it's a process. So they take control of setting up the group. It's a group leader application. You can also apply for a host. So if you want to host some of these smart events, but you don't want to start your own group, you can also apply for that. And what's that going to do is going to, again, increase your visibility on Alignable. So now everybody automatically, as soon as you do or host any of these groups, you're going to get connection requests. And now people see your profile, they see what you do. If they're interested, they're going to go. And that's been kind of the pattern here. How do I increase my visibility? And you want people to land on your profile. Your profile does a good job of selling what you do in a very clean way. Then they're going to be like, hey, I want to connect with you. Hey, I want to connect with you. And then the algorithm of Alignable will then show you more as well. So I just started posting on my feed, by the way. Probably the last few weeks, I have somebody that posts for me because I can't schedule it. So I create the content, they post it, and now I see more people. Like I posted something that had like 3,000 views from my network. So it's kind of like a system and everything. So going back to the group leader, apply for that. The process is that once you fill out the application, then they approve it. If they approve it, you go through it's like 2 video kind of certification just to make sure you understand how to be a group leader. And you have to submit the topic, the description of that group, and an image that represents that group. And don't be afraid if you see other groups in the same industry or the same topic. It doesn't matter because people are going to buy from people at the end of the day.
And if you create a group, is it city specific?
Nope. So these groups are national. They're not local. Okay. So it's going to be more niched on whoever you want to attract. So you're going to create that group, keeping in mind who you're trying to attract. So ideally, whatever problems you are solving, whatever expertise you have, create that group based on that. And I would still recommend research and look at all the groups that are there, even if it's something similar that maybe you want to set up that group as. Make it different. Use Chat GPT to give you some ideas on the title of the group, right? Or ideas on what would make sense, or what does my ideal clients need help in that most other marketers do not address. Any questions on that? I'm just going to pause so I don't keep chatting away. Anybody has comments, thoughts, questions?
So is that process, I guess it's not that difficult to do, but is it like kind of a given that you're going to be approved?
Most likely you're going to be approved.
It doesn't look too spammy or something like that.
Yeah, they just want to control who starts groups. You just can't create a group just like Facebook. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
How
that's
long?
interesting.
How long did it take to get approved for that?
Let me see. When I applied for it, I was having issues with the actual application. It took, I think, 48 hours to get an approval. And then once you get approved, you get an email. They're going to give you the next steps with the link to the certification. You have to complete that certification or training as a group leader for within 7 days when you start it. And then once you do that, you complete it, you get another email. They're going to say, congratulations, you have completed, the certification. Please email me your name of the group, image, and description. And then once you do that, then I guess it all starts. I have not gone into the last step. I still have to submit the title and everything and whatnot. But once you do that, what's cool is that you get in another group of only the leaders that have groups. So think about the power of that. So now you're connecting with other group leaders that run groups. That's powerful. And I recommend you guys doing that either way. Any groups you do join, connect with the admins and the moderators of that group.
Cool. And I didn't see the first part of this, Jannery. So this may be a really dumb question. And I know you answered it in the first video that you did about this. But like, who are the types of people that you're connecting with on this? Is it business owners or?
Yeah, so Alignable is a referral network and platform. So everybody and anybody there is there. They own a business and they're there to grow their business. And they're looking for referrals. That point blank, that's the simplest way I can put it.
Oh,
so,
wow.
And there's every niche. I mean, every niche, even niches that I'm not interested in. There is a lot of just a little, I guess, disclaimer or something. It's that there are a lot of like network marketing and MLM companies as well. You will find that, but I still help them. I still feel like they need that guidance. So that's where I give the opportunity to myself to say, hey, you're doing this business. Let me show you how you're supposed to do this. Here's some suggestions. Like one of the things I always tell them is like, build your own personal brand because you have a copy of the website just like everybody else does. So instead of putting on that banner the name of your network and marketing company, build your own personal brand because there's nobody like you.
Mm-hmm. So you're doing consulting work for these other people?
No, I mean like when I'm networking, because I do get like, for example, you're going to start getting requests. People are going to start coming to you and there might not be an ideal referral partner. They might not be your ideal client. I still accept them. So don't decline those because you're not wasting any credits because there is a limit of credits for connections. So in that case, I still have a conversation with them. You don't know who they know or they don't know. And my goal is to help business owners as well. It's not just to grow my business and make money and help those who are misguided, especially in that group, right? So when I have a conversation, I'll see something on their website or I'll see on their profile, hey, you should put a banner to say, just a little bit of expertise, and just help them out. And that in return is going to actually help you. A second piece of this that's really important is to get recommendations. The more recommendations you get on your profile, the more credible you are. Ideally, you want, your ideal clients that you've done work. But if other people can speak well about you, that still shows who you are as a business owner and credibility.
Okay, awesome.
Awesome. You're in the service of people. Oh, I got a message. Okay. Yes, Ari. Thank you. Where was I left off? Anybody has any other questions about the group leader, starting a group and all that good stuff? Okay. So let me talk about posting on Alignable. So Alignable is not a social media platform. It's not your Facebook. It's not your Instagram. It might be closest to a LinkedIn, but not to Facebook. So you can't, I just learned this. You do not want to have a long post. Ideally, believe it or not, the shorter the post, even add an image sometimes, actually work better. So if you give it, because you got to understand, these are business owners, right? It's different from the consumer looking at Facebook. They read it, they like it, they're just scrolling. Sometimes business are just, let me just hop on here quickly. But if you can just give that nugget, hey, did you know that creating a Google business profile is 100% free to set up? Or whatever may be the case. So post valuable content, of course, but have maybe a content plan. So you can go to ChatGPT, use AI, leverage that. And there is, if you have the premium ChatGPT, you can add the plugin that reads the link, and you can actually put your profile link in there and say, hey, create me a content plan for me to target my network that is full of contractor and small business owners on valuable content. Make it short, 1 to 2 or 3 sentences, make it engaging, and boom, it can give you hey, Mondays is going to be this, Tuesday is going to be that, and be consistent. So you want to be really consistent. I've been doing Monday through Friday. That has been my thing. Now I'm going to add Saturday and Sunday. Again, I have somebody posting for me, but you can easily, in minutes or seconds, really create your content plan and post educational tips, stories. Today I shared, Paul commented on it as well. I shared a case story. So share your stories. So if you look at any wins, take a look at all the wins you've had from prior clients. I don't care how small or big it is, and write a story. And I added no images. I literally just wrote it out, and I used ChatGPT to summarize it, to make it sound really, really good with some emojis on there. And that's going to be my new thing. Every Wednesday, I'm going to share a story of one of my clients. And that's going to show, oh my God, Jannery's agency knows how to help businesses, right? And think about the different things that we know how to do. Hey, did you lose any reviews? Post something about the strategy on how to get back those reviews that Jeff shared without giving the how, but the what. So that's a really good piece, because these business owners have no idea. Like, they are like, even the marketers in Alignable have no idea about the stuff that we know. Like what LeadSnap in this group and Patrick and Jeff have shared, like these strategies, go back to some of those calls and jot down some ideas and tips that you can share and create your content plan and post consistently. So if it's Monday through Friday, every Monday, every once a week, post there, and you'll start seeing, maybe you won't get likes, maybe you're not going to get comments, but you need to grow that network, and you'll start seeing people commenting, liking. One piece is that Alignable, you don't have an option to share. Like sometimes I want to share people, like I saw Paul post and I'm like, oh, I can't share it to my network. So you cannot share like Facebook and whatnot. So that's the downfall, but it's designed for you to build those relationships, and that is why. So any questions on posting that maybe I did not touch? Any questions on posting consistently?
You said that you tried posting with just images, right? Were you doing like a Canva image with like kind of making like a thumbnail that was like catchy or something?
Yeah, yeah, and I use bright colors on purpose. So I use yellow. That's just my color. So I find anything yellow. I think when you use those images, make it eye catching. I do use Canva. Sometimes you can write something on it. I just keep it simple. Like use Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. Don't do too much. And make the image either stand out or really relevant to your target audience on what you are writing about. People work very well. So images with people. So if you're posting something about contractors and you're talking about them being, I don't know, their phone is not ringing enough, make sure you put a miserable contractor on there that's, you know, or stressed because he's not getting a lot of phone calls or whatnot. So make the image either pop, make it pop because they are looking at a feed, and then also make the images relevant with people. So that way there's an emotional connection.
Cool. And are you adding some text below that, or just doing only images, and then sometimes when you're doing the stories, just only the text? How are you
Yeah,
doing it?
if you want, Jeff, if you can, I don't know if you're gonna make me a host. I can share with you some of my posts. I don't know if I can share my screen, so let me go.
I think you can now.
Okay. Let's go. And let me get on my Alignable account. And that way you guys can see. And I'm still working on my perfect formula too, but I've been going through a lot of these workshops that they do have as well. They teach you how to do a lot of stuff. Okay, perfect. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So we're in my screen. Obviously, you can see my analytics. I have 171,000 views.
Wow.
I don't even, and it shows you where they're coming from. They're from clicks, referrals, my own actions, whatnot. So that's why it's important to be active on this. But if I go here, let's see here, because I always confuse this. I'm going to go to my profile. Okay. Up here, you're going to see all these other tools and stuff that you can do. And up here is the main ones you're going to use. And that's why they're up there. And then you have a search box, right? So this is my network, everybody that I've connected with in my network. And then my community is Tampa. So for me, when you set up an account, you're automatically going to be added into your community, which whatever city or town that you are in, which side note, excellent place to be posting and build warm connections because you're already in the same town. So pro tip, post custom local business tips with what you do in that community. So I always do that as well. So let's go to my posts. So I'm gonna go to my posts. And again, I have the premium version. I pay $30 a month and I can see when I post something, what has been the analytics, okay? So in this case, I shared a story with no image. I just did this, so I'm not gonna judge my analytics based on just today because I did this a few hours ago. It's just a story of us helping a smoke shop nearby, and this is a true story, so it's not made up. And what's cool about it, by the way, is that I can see who seen my post, right? So I can click on here. And now I have all the businesses, and you can see Tampa, that viewed my post, right? Now, the cool thing about this is that if they're not in my network, let me go up. Let me see somebody that's not my network. Let's just say if this pet groomer, if I wanted to connect with them, I now can click connect. So what's cool about this is that Alignable, not everybody that's on Alignable is active. So if they viewed my post, I can actually connect with them and actually start a conversation and build a relationship, because you will find that you will connect with people and they do not respond or they do not say anything or connect back. And that's why it's important when you connect, do not waste those connections on people that are not active. New members is another tip there. When you're searching, see if they're a new member, they will respond, okay? So that's a really cool feature. This is with the premium. You do not get this with the free. So let me go back to my post. Let's see here. So I posted this about, Google or Facebook ads retargeting. And I just found an image on Canva. And it just kind of showed the process because they don't know what retargeting is, right? And let's see here. I'm trying to find the one that gave me. So see, it's just simple images. I'm not doing anything crazy. My posts are really, the copy is really short. This was something I posted only in my Tampa group, right? I can see who trade. And then I just did in the construction trades group. This one has, I don't know, 80,000 people in it. Not everybody's a contractor, but I just put a thought. Mm-hmm. If you notice here, I am not saying, hey, is your marketing sucky? Call me. Like, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah. Just becoming an authority in the space.
Correct. You want to position yourself as an expert. You keep giving, they're going to come to you. I just shared, some hashtags. Again, I use ChatGPT. Do not work so hard, work smart. So I said, ChatGPT, give me some, hashtags. And guess what? They'll see it. I got 1,600 from my community in Tampa that have viewed this, and I can click on see who. I can go down the profile, scrape their information, and cold call them or contact them. Hey, we're on Alignable. Wanted to see how I can be of service or whatever you want to, have a conversation with them. So that's a really good strategy you can use here, right? You don't have to leave it on Alignable. Use this to connect as a warm market because, hey, you're on Alignable. And the second piece, the more you post and you're active on this, they're going to remember you. When you call them, you don't sound like some random person. They're like, oh, I think I've seen you. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And they have their guards down. Okay. So see, some of just really, the one that I had the most here, let me just show you here. Where are we? I don't know why. I'm still trying to figure out, but I don't know if it's the time I posted this, but in Tampa, almost 4,000 people viewed this. And then nearby communities are towns by Tampa that I selected when I signed up as a premium. So I had almost 5,000, like a lot of views. And I don't know why. Look how short this is. And it has nothing to do with SEO.
So it goes to prove the point. The post with images got more engagement, and it did.
It got the most engagement. Now, the more time goes by, the more people are going to click on it and see it and whatnot. So this was a week ago, but it's just interesting to see. I'm still trying to figure out why, because it might be the image. So any questions on posting or something you guys maybe want to see when it comes to Alignable?
I mean, it looks pretty powerful, Jannery. It seems like you would be able to generate a lot of interest in conversations and what you're offering and just build like this amazing network, through this.
Yeah. And I think what I did network and mastery yesterday with somebody actually in my network said, hey, I'm putting this together, and they're showing everybody. There was about 60 of us on there on how to use Alignable, right? And one of the biggest things is that people likes to connect is a saying, right? That they like, trust. What's another one, Paul? You know what it is. It's like,
like, and trust. You have to build like, and trust in a community.
There we go. That's what it is. So Alignable can be almost like your lead generator. So building that network can really, really have people talking great things about you if you do this correctly. So maybe it's not, I'm going to go get a lead or a sale right away or a client, but maybe it's more, who can I convert into my own mini salesperson that can refer business to me? But I also can have an impact on other people. So if you look at Alignable as a lead generation direct, like fast, then you're going for the wrong reason. But if you're looking to really have an influx of people talking about you and referring business to you, which is going to be a very easy close, because there's nothing better than word of mouth when somebody's saying, hey, so-and-so, does a great job. Go talk to them and they can connect with you. And building those referral partners is powerful. Like, I'm excited. I've built tons of relationships so far, and I'm now trying to figure out, I'm putting a system together to manage all these people, because I'm having left and right calls and meetings. And it's like, okay, I need to set one day just to do these, or how many days a week. So I'm still trying to figure that all out. But when you sign up, if you have not, please do the Power Hour marketing, anything that they teach you about marketing, because I didn't think that other marketers would be a referral partner, and they are. You'll be surprised how many people do not do local SEO or Google Business Profile or lead generation the way we do. So after the call that I did earlier today, I got like 5 or 6 of them that just, hey, I don't do local SEO. Maybe I can add it as a value to my clients. So is there anything, I don't know, any comments or anything that you guys want to see real quick?
I'm sorry. I'd like to add something there too. It's so 2 things. It's kind of like BNI, and I think you're familiar with BNI, where you have to approach the community as removing your bib and putting on your apron and serve others. And it's like, with visibility kind of equals credibility equals profitability. So if you can get visible, you'll get credible. And with credibility, you'll become profitable. But you can't go in with your hand out. You got to go in with the apron on to serve others.
Correct. And then once you start doing that too, that was great, Paul, because you're right on, you're hitting the nail on the head, like they say. One thing that you guys can do too is find business owners' information. Let's just say you don't want to do this for whatever reason, which I think it's like Paul says is sleeping giant, is that you can come in here and find businesses' information. Let's just say you're doing a cold email outreach, or there's a lead gen you're trying to sell and you don't know the business owner's name or whatever. You can come in here. So if you go to the business directory and search your niche, so I can go in here. Let's see here. I'm going to try. So the only thing is Alignable is a little bit slow. So let's just say if I'm doing roofing. So it already has that roofing services, right? So maybe I'm looking for, and aside from your researching, you can research obviously their Google profile, Facebook, do your due diligence on them. But then now you can take a look at who's on here. And now it's saying 10,000 results. Now let's hone down. Maybe you have somebody, I'm going to use my town, Tampa. Maybe I'm going to do Tampa, right? So I'm going to pick Tampa. Now it's going to give me only Tampa roofing service. And now it's 52, right? Now, the likelihood of them connecting with me if they're active, it's going to be really high because we're both in Tampa, right? Or in Florida overall. And the algorithm on Alignable will automatically connect you also when you're doing these searches on any niche. If you don't pick the town, it does do the closest ones or in your town first, because they understand that for you to build that relationship is going to be easier. I have done my one-to-ones after I connect with them in person because they're right here in Tampa. So, which is even more powerful. And I've built some really good relationships that way. But listen, you can come in here, you can find, look, this is Daniel Montilla, probably owns his business. These are owners of the business. So you can find their information, check them out. And, but I don't think you can see this unless you have an account, unless I'm wrong. Maybe you can, but listen, 419. I'm not sure if they're actually a roofing company, but I think they do a few different things. I can see everybody who I'm connected with, but right here, let me see if I can see it. Looks like he doesn't have it set up, but typically on the right here, you can see their website. They'll have their phone number on there sometimes. And this is a great way to find business owners' information as well and connect with them. And it would be easy for you to email them or message them on Facebook or whatever and say, hey, found you on Alignable, or you're in my network on Alignable, and then build that, hey, are you looking for more leads or whatever might be the case that you sell them. So that's a really cool strategy here. Or second piece, you can actually just post and say, hey, I am looking for a roofing company in Tampa. Who do you recommend? And then most likely can start recommending people in my community and whatnot and go from there.
Oh, and it looks like they take into account the mutual connections a lot. So like if you send a connection to somebody, I assume they're going to have a much higher chance of connecting with you if you have a lot of mutual connections.
Exactly. Perfect point. Yeah. So the more mutual connections, the most likely they're going to respond and connect with you. So absolutely, that's going to be one point. You can do that too. You can filter out on the relationship here, first degree, which I always confuse this for some reason, but you can just put it that way with mutual connections. So that way that's a really good strategy too. Instead of just going cold, you can find specific businesses in your market which is going to be easier, that have mutual connections. And you can contact to see who are those mutual connections. Say, hey, so-and-so, Daniel is in your network. Do you mind introducing us to each other? One last tip here, actually, that I forgot to mention. So let me just show you this. And I know so when I go to, actually, let me go to my network. So because Alignable is a referral network, it already has tools to make referring easy, right? So let me show you. I'm going to go to my connections and I'm just going to pick somebody. Let's see here. Once it loads up, and I'm just going to close this so my computer doesn't blow up. Okay. So I don't know. Let's just say, I'm just going to pick somebody here. Let's just pick this junk removal company here. So Dan, right? So he's in my network and Alignable does these suggestions. So Alignable knows who's in my network that Dan wants to connect with. And guess what I can do now? I can easily come in here. I can make an introduction. And basically, Dan has that he's looking to connect with specialty retails, which is the tag that all these people in my network has. So now I can say, maybe I like to look at them and whatnot, but let's just say Matt, type your message, already has an introduction ready to rock and roll for you. You can customize this, of course, but hi, Dan and Matt. A quick note of introduction to both of you. I noticed you share common interests, and I thought you would enjoy connecting and finding a time to chat. I'll let you two take it from here, right? And then that's it. I click send, and it's automatically going to come in here. Well, this is a conversation I'm having. I don't know where it went, but either way, it's going to show up there. Maybe that person wasn't active. And this is a great way to give. So if you go and just go into your network as you build it, and just refer people that they know that it shows that they want to connect with, what's going to happen is they're going to refer people because your profile shows automatically to them via the Alignable algorithm who I want to connect with. And now you can have influx of people coming your way as well.
That's cool. It's also going to just get your name in their heads. You're sending them a bunch of people and they're going to be familiar with who you are. It might be easier to talk to them after that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So one of the things that I do when I connect with somebody, I look at the profile or the website, read a little bit about them, and then I do not use the prompts when I connect. I use a custom message. Hey, so-and-so, happy to connect. I'm looking forward to connecting with you. Saw that you've been in business for the last 20 years. Congratulations. We'll love to learn more about you. Best, Jannery. Simple. Keep it simple. Again, use chat. Chat has it all for you. You can make your custom introductions. You can make your, so leverage chat and let her know, hey, Brian is a marketing company and I'm introducing him to Brenda, who's another marketing company that does this. And it'll write you the short introduction as well. After I do a custom message, I connect with them, they accept it. I have a little bit of a conversation and then I try to schedule a one-to-one with them. And I created a Calendly link already just for Alignable. I recommend you guys doing that. And I call it a virtual coffee. And then I have that link ready to go. They schedule it on your calendar. And then I have my one-to-one with them. After I've learned about them and I feel like they are quality people or whatever might be the case, and I feel like I can recommend them, I give them a recommendation and I look at my network and refer them using that feature I just showed you guys. And that's it. And then that can be like the cycle that you always do aside from posting and doing all the fun stuff on Alignable. Sorry, Paul, I was not seeing
that's okay.
your hand.
So I'm just scrolling through my feed my feed. And what's interesting is a YouTube link. Okay, it'll show the thumbnail, but if you drop in Loom links, it will actually it'll play or whatever that is, right? It'll stop people. So that's interesting that you could probably upload any video into Loom and then drop the Loom link and therefore probably get more interactions, because the one I'm looking at my interactions have skyrocketed in all three of the groups I've dropped it in.
Awesome. Yes, yes. I didn't know the difference, but I did see on your profile that the video showed. I was like, oh shoot, you can see it. So the Loom works, but not the YouTube. So I learned something new because that's why I never drop any YouTube links. I'm like, okay, unless I'm saying, hey, watch this, recommend you watching it. But if you're doing like what you're doing, like, hey, let me show you how to do this, it's a great strategy, right? And people can look at it, you can see the analytics behind it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is excellent, Jannery, because I've learned a bunch of stuff again. Just the referring part is I didn't know about that, so thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. You're welcome. There is AI integrated on there as well. I think that's with the premium. So if you want to figure out what tags I should use on my profile, you can literally go into your profile and there's a little, see if I can find it for you guys. It shows you, you can say it's already, everybody knows your profile pretty much. So when you go in there, let me see if I find, I just learned this a few days ago. I seen it, but I didn't know how to mess around with it. But let's see. Oh, right here. I'm gonna show you real quick. And again, I am still learning a lot about this. Where are we? Show a window. Okay. So again, premium, you get like an AI powered coaches. So ask me about marketing strategy and content ideas. So I just told you about chat. This is chat, by the way. Actually, I forgot that they said that. This is ChatGPT linked to this. It's still in beta. So it probably still limited, but it's the 3.4. So it still works really well. It's doing an excellent job to my understanding. Ask me about elevating your customer interaction. So you can use this too, Paul. I don't know if you have the premium, but if you don't, I highly recommend you guys upgrade to the premium because it's going to show that badge and you can have all these perks. And it's just really cool. So play around with this. It has a virtual assistant, everyday tasks like editing and brainstorming. I mean, networking coach, effective network and relationship building strategy. And it is linked to your profile. So it reads your profile. Everybody knows everything about what you do based on what you put on there.
Yeah, that's awesome. This must be new, isn't it?
It is. It's. I think I seen this the last few weeks ago. But it is new, so just check it out. And again, don't forget to go to your home and then click on learn on the left here, and it takes you to the Alignable University, which has a bunch of videos and stuff like that. And they have live workshops as well.
Okay, so, thank you.
You're welcome.
Jannery, do you find that the people who are engaged on Alignable are like super engaged, like they're on there pretty often? And,
yeah.
So the people that aren't. How many connection credits do you get per month?
So the free one, you get 15. The premium, you get 40. And I think the premium plus, which is the national one, which you get a bigger reach, by the way, I think it's 120 or 100 connections per month.
Do you have the premium or the premium plus?
I have the premium. I'm going to upgrade to the premium plus soon here.
Premium is 30 and the premium plus is 90 or something like that?
Yeah, let me confirm what I'm saying. But yeah. But there's other ways to connect without using your credits. So here's a strategy. Let's just say you've been doing cold emails or you have a bunch of emails from prospects or leads or whatever. You can connect that email to Alignable and then just invite them. And if they're already on Alignable, it'll tell you, hey, so-and-so, these guys are already on Alignable, and then you can connect with them or invite them and then they create a profile. And then connect with them. So what has happened to me is that a long time ago, I think a year ago, so I was doing cold outreach via emails, and I did do that invitation using the feature that Alignable has. And this specific person did not, I think it was a landscaping company, he never responded to me. And then on Alignable, we started talking as soon as he joined, and we did a quick sale. I think I did like reputation management for him for like a few months or something like that. So it's a good trust factor as well.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It seems like people who would be on Alignable would be more serious about their business and kind of what they're doing overall.
Yes.
It's not like LinkedIn. I'm just going to connect with other business people. Go into Alignable to specifically grow my business or something.
Exactly. I think, I agree with that. I think LinkedIn is great because you might get those bigger companies, right? And charge more, but it's just so spammy. and a lot of people don't know about Alignable. Like it's been around since 2014 is what I just learned, but a lot of people just don't know about it. And people are on here every day.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Cool.
yeah, so that's all I have. Unless everybody have questions, and I know it's 3:52, so.
Chris Ramirez just put a comment in the Facebook, said super helpful. Jannery, thank you. He also said he agrees it's a sleeping giant. Good to get in things like this early.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're welcome, Chris.
And Sarah Bailey had a question about where, like, what is the best training that you've gone through? Like, where is there trainings that you can get for this stuff?
Yeah, so when you go into your account, there's an event spot here. Let me see if I can just show you guys real quick. Sorry, it's just easier for me to just show you. Um, there's events, and those events are the Smart Connects that I mentioned to you before. So go here to your left, you're gonna go to Find Events, and then it has, the main one to build relationships. It's going to be based on the group tier you're in. You can pick morning, afternoon, or evening. And let me see here. They just changed this because this used to be, and they're always changing things, but it looks like they changed it on me. So let's just say I'm gonna pick afternoon. I don't know. Okay, here we go. On the left, you're gonna pick either networking. These are the one-to-ones or speed dating ones that I mentioned to you, or educational. And education can be about anything. So this one right here by Sue, I'm on Alignable Not What. When you're first, this is a great one. Register, how to elevate. So just come to the event space and then just select educational, and you'll see what's going on. Because some of these are not like recurring. Some of them are just like maybe once a month, maybe if that, or they just do random workshops. So you do want to be in here to see how what they have going on.
So maybe I missed this, Jannery, but how do you get to be able to host one of those educational events where you can host about some aspect of digital marketing, or are you able to do that?
Yeah, so there's two ways you can do it. So if you want to host your own workshops, right and in your profile, oops, I didn't mean to go there. Let's see here, promotion services. You can schedule, I'm trying to find it, but you can actually schedule your own workshops. So, but this will be towards your network. So it's not going to be global or not, I mean, national on everybody. I'm trying to see if I can find it, but the second piece to that is that you have to apply to become a host or a group leader. So a group leader, like I mentioned, you get a group and you can do the Smart Connect, which is the one that I was just showing you guys right here. Where are we? So let's go here. These
So is that something that now you're a group lead, now that you're a group leader, you have the capability to do that, or do you have to go through another vetting process to be able to?
Yeah. So no, yeah. For the Smart Connects, you have to become a group leader and become a premium member in order to do this. And it's the application. The second one is that you can become just a host and not own a group, and you can still host these Smart Connects because they are looking for people to just host their own Smart Connects, which is the alignable ones that they have. Because these are part of the group. So if you see here, this is this group, there's different groups that each group gets a Smart Connect.
Do you plan to do that, some of the educational content like that?
Oh, 100%. So I went through the process of applying and everything. I just got to submit my information for my group, and then I'm able to do my Smart Connects.
Got it. Super cool. Yeah, it seems like that would be very valuable because then you would have sort of maybe even a better than LinkedIn play, because on your LinkedIn profile or in a LinkedIn group, most of those LinkedIn groups aren't active is what I found. So if you could post similar content, similar educational content, and then push that out to your network on Alignable and probably get a lot more engagement.
Yes, absolutely. And again, I think when you first start out with your Alignable, focus on building that network and getting at least I think 5 recommendations, and then you can start maybe
right.
Building
like the first 60, 90 days of build a network, learn the system, get reviews and all of that.
Yeah. I highly recommend that because I didn't even know that my profile was a good profile until they came randomly to me, Alignable, and set up requested a meeting with me. And I'm like, what was this for? And once I set it up with them and I learned, they're like, oh, your profile looks great. I'm like, really? At that time, I only had 40 recommendations. But since then, 2 months, I've added another, I don't know, 18 or something like that.
And how did you get those recommendations? Just, is it easy to recommend, or is it like a Google review or something, or?
It is easy to recommend. So like I can go to anybody in my network and pretty much recommend them. So here's recommendations. So all it is going to prompt you. So I get to approve the recommendations, by the way. So it automatically prompts you. So when they left me a recommendation, it's going to ask me, do I recommend them? I do not accept recommendations if I've never spoken to you. So I've declined a lot of recommendations because they just want a recommendation back. And that's not what I'm here for. So I want authentic, real recommendations. I don't want a recommendation just because you want a recommendation. But it's really easy. It's just a click of a button. You fill it out and whatnot. So I actually probably got to decline because I have not met with them. But it's really simple. It's not hard. It's really easy. You can get recommended. It's pretty simple.
Cool. Awesome. Somebody had their hand up, but I think they put it down. Or was that you?
Yeah, sorry, I can't see.
Yes, that was me. I did. And hi, Jannery, how are you?
Yeah, good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I didn't have a question, more so of a statement. I remember when I first started on Alignable, you had actually referred me there. But at that time, I think that was the beginning of Alignable. It wasn't a lot going on. So I'm glad to see that they have expanded their network and there's so much more to do. So after we get off this call, I'm actually going to go ahead and restart my profile.
I remember. Yeah, actually, you gave me a recommendation as well. Yeah, they said that, and they're still working on things. They're still tweaking. They're still adding a lot of different things. So, again, I think it's a powerful, powerful strategy if you use it correctly. If you need leads today, don't expect that. Just add this to your tools. Like do everything else and have a system in place to get customers. But what I've learned is once you start this and you do this correctly, you're going to get really, really busy. And maybe it's conversations and it's not sales right away, but in the long term, I see 2024 being extremely busy for me based on where I'm going with this. And you can all position yourself that way. But I spend 30 minutes to an hour every single day on this. And I would like to spend more, ideally, because I think it's a revenue generating activity here. If you're building relationship, you're giving tips, and don't forget your community. Like, I'm like, why doesn't everybody know about me in Tampa? Like, those are the easy referral source and the trust factor. So when you set it up, if you have not, you're automatically going to be in your community, be active in there, build relationships. If you can connect with them at a coffee shop, that's what I do. I have my main coffee shop I always go to, and go from there.
Okay. One other question I have for you. I know you're very busy. Are you willing to, like I build it out, would you be willing to take a look at it to give me pointers of things that I can do to increase visibility?
Yes, and I'm also going to point you in the right direction for it as well. That way, everybody on the call doesn't think we're going to do that. I mean, I'll be happy to do another, Zoom call if that's the case, and everybody, to work on that. But there is a lot of resources on how to build a really good profile on the university.alignable.com or in the Learn section. So, and there's live workshops for that as well. Everybody, I don't know if they do it weekly, but there's always something going on how to leverage and really grow your business on there. And they particularly have a lot of workshops for marketers. They want marketers to really dominate and grow and help these businesses because we're a really important piece of people's businesses. We help them grow their business with customers. So, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Jannery, you're a rock star. Thank you so much for this.
You're so welcome. I'm happy to help. I'm really passionate about it. I'm call me the Alignable Queen, I guess. I mean, shoot, maybe that's what I'm gonna do. And then Sarah said, can you summarize what you've said today with the steps you recommend for those of you Alignable with getting started with Alignable? Like first create. Okay, yeah, I can go over quickly. So first, create your account. Okay. There is an AI feature that helps you write out each part of the profile, which is your ideal customers and all that good stuff. Beforehand, if you like, actually prerequisite is know who your referral partners are going to be. Maybe jot those down and write down who your ideal customers are going to be as well. Write down about who you are, what your business is, and short, a few sentences, don't make it long. Again, when you set up the account, there is an AI feature. I'm not sure if that's a premium or not, but I did see that when I set up my account. Okay. After you set up your account, the banner, the tags, all the description, your services, list your services as well. Once you have that set, go out and start connecting with your ideal clients and referral partners. Then join maybe 1 to 3 groups and join of your ideal topics, customers, where they would be at, or referral partners. And also sign up to 1 to 3 smart connects where you're doing the one-to-one business speed dating. So they call smart connects. Okay. Each group has their own virtual events as well. When you do these connections, by the way, just remember, introduce yourself, say hi, happy to connect, find something custom about them on their profile website, and then schedule a one-to-one with them. Once you schedule a one-to-one, you'll see what comes out of it, either their referral partner, ideal client, or maybe they're not a good fit. And that's okay too. Same thing with the Smart Connects. Tell them, yeah, you're interested in having another one-to-one, have them connect with you, or if you have enough credits, do the same thing. And then if you do have contacts on your email list, make sure you sync it into Alignable so you don't waste any connections and connect. And then now you can have more people in your network. And then just keep repeating the process of adding value, posting your content plan, and so forth. So I know I kind of summarized it and there's a lot of different little pieces, but just profile, connect with people, create a little content plan and a schedule you're going to post all the time, get involved in the groups, be an expert, answer questions, and do those smart connects and the one-to-ones.
Awesome. Any final questions before we jump off here? Anyone? This is a great prospecting method, I think, strategy. Get your name out there, build your brand, connect with people who are actually active and doing things. I've been doing some LinkedIn prospecting. It's going okay, but I think that Alignable is definitely a great platform to use. And I think a lot of people on LinkedIn are not active, probably a large percentage of them. So yeah, this is great.
Yeah, I'm glad everybody finds this useful, and I want everybody to win. So again, post in the LeadSnap group any questions that you may have. I'll make it a point to answer anything in the group. That way my messages and stuff doesn't get bombarded.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, don't bombard Jannery, ask in the group, or yeah, I think that's the best way, and then we can answer for everybody's benefit. So thank you so much for taking the time to come on here and school us on Alignable and all of the things that you're learning and the actions that you're taking to grow your business. And for everybody else, take action, go get some wins, and we'll see you next week. Is Thanksgiving. Not sure what we're going to do about the call next week. So it's not for you Canadians like Paul, but for the rest of us, we do Thanksgiving, and most people start checking out, in my experience, probably here in the next day or two for all of next week. So we'll see how that goes, and if it makes sense, we'll schedule something. If not, we'll probably be dark on the call next week. So anyway, if I don't see you guys, have an amazing Thanksgiving. Or Canadians had theirs last month, I think. So I hope you guys had a good one. Everybody else, go get some wins, and we'll see you on the next call. Take care.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Jannery. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.